Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Beorning. I've decided to take a quick trip here to the Vales of Unwitting to speak with my trainer. Why? Because I reached level 39 some time back and I'm about to head into the Misties, which is the first area where it'll actually be significant. So therefore let's go into the shop.
What can I do for you?
And let's buy these books. And there we go. Deed bestowed. All these are to speak with Bilbo Baggins at the last homely house. Well, alright. Well then, back to Rivendell. Which is right there. Now the other thing is that we had a patch today and they finally added full screen windowed mode, and I switched over to that, which means I reverted to my old UI setting with the larger ones. I'm glad I didn't overwrite them when I switched to the UI that I was using for the last couple of months, so that now I can have the nice wide space that I enjoyed having when I was using my old layout, but I just decided the aspect ratio just didn't work well, but now I have the aspect ratio I want with all the real estate that I want, and that's good. So to me that's the best change in update 15.2. They also made several changes concerning the Beorning. For example, now the Beornings actually have a res skill. Yes! That's right, we can revive someone. And that was some time in coming, I can tell you that. And also, they changed the Fish's Claw so it could be used in any form. So that means now I can have an interrupt. Now, it still costs wrath to use, but at least now I can interrupt without turning into a bear, which it was annoying having to turn into a bear, wait till I got into bear form, and by the time I got into bear form, it was too late to interrupt them. So that's nice to have, that if I'm doing a fight and I just need to interrupt someone, I can now do it in man form. Alright, we'll begin with Hobbit's Holiday. Ah, very interesting. You found a copy of my book. Not many were made, you know. It was a painstaking process, and to be honest, I did not think there would be a great deal of interest. Yes, I heard that you encountered my grandfather Beorn. Well, yes, of course. You could defeat some enemies in dangerous places and see if some of them have picked up the pages. I hope you will not be too upset by anything that I have written about your relative. It is important to remember that the dwarves and I were very frightened at the time, and Beorn was an imposing and quite scary fellow in his day. You will forgive me of any unfortunate language I may have used in my portrayal of him, I hope. Alright, so find some pages to A Hobbit's Holiday, There and Back Again, or otherwise known as The Hobbit. Interesting. This is an interesting find, but it does not appear to be very, how can I put this? It does seem to me that a great deal of factual study went into its preparation. I wonder who wrote it, and who placed these parchments within these pages. Did this mysterious author wish to consult with me on the nature of your family's power? I am hardly expert, and only met Beorn on occasion. You should collect the missing pages. I do not think you would learn anything truthful, but you may derive some amusement from the author's interpretations and extrapolations of your family's nature. Alright, that's a study of the skin changer. And finally, the genealogy of the Beornings, as if I didn't know that myself. Yeah, interesting. Ah, most interesting. I do love family trees, Pineclaw, when they are complete. Sadly, this one does not seem to be seems to be missing a few branches. You should search around for missing pages in the order to have the complete charts and descriptive paragraphs. Your family is larger than I expected, and this could be an interesting resource for documenting its trunk and branches. All right. And
Could I take a moment of your time?
Oh, hello there! You seem a bit adventurous sort. Perhaps you wouldn't mind helping me in an old habit. You see, I have been writing a book about my travels with Thorn and his company, off to deal with Smog and get Thorn's gold back, and I'm afraid I have gotten confused about some details. My memory isn't what it used to be, and I am unsure about the directions to which the places we visited. Perhaps you would help me. All you need to do is find the black door of Goblin Town. Oh, the back door. If you would find the place, I have remembered them right high in the mountains along the stretch called the High Pass. We traveled and at night found a dry place in a cave midway in the mountains. You should find the entrance there. If not, well, try to find the correct directions for me, if you would be so kind. Well, nothing like a quest giver who is truthful in saying that I've got no clue as to what I'm telling you to do. Right, so it's time to head out into the Misty Mountains. And the reason why I went through that trip to my class trainer was because the Misty Mountains is the first place I'll be visiting where I can get page drops. I wanted to make sure that I had the deeds ready and unlocked in order to do this. Now there are 4 regions where you can pick these things up. One of them is the Misty Mountains. One of them is Forhel. One of them is Eregion, and the other is Angmar. And we'll at least be going through Angmar and a little bit of Eregion. Actually, we do have to go to Forhel for the... what was that? Oh yes, for the epic storyline. So we will be doing that some. And if I don't complete any of them till that, then you can also pick them up in Moria. And the reason why I said 4 and then add Moria was because the Moria ones were added later, and you can pick up all of them in Moria, while the other 4 locations each can only pick up half of them. I call them the cold half and the warm half because the cold half includes Forhel and the Misty Mountains, while the other half, which I call the warm half, is Angmar and Eregion, even though I'm not too sure how warm Angmar would be. I mean, it's probably rather chilly up there. It's just not obvious from lots of snow or anything like that. But I better turn on my track artifacts ability so that I can find any artifacts that may be lying around. And hopefully I haven't gone past the level, otherwise I'm going to have to go and get myself up to, well, I am about 100 away, but I've only got 2. Not particularly good. Right, now let's go and start doing some quests here in the Misty Mountains, and I see some snow here as we head up higher and higher and higher into the chilly lands. And besides, it's... well, let's see. At this point, I would say it's December, about mid-December. Somewhere between early December to mid-December would be my best guess. So therefore, snow in the mountains in December is very definitely a possibility. Alright, snow just about anywhere in December is a very likely possibility. As the snow lurkers made their way through the snow, shards of pottery and old relics became tangled in their root-like legs. If enough were gathered, the items may be of interest to some scholars in Rivendell. Yeah, I personally think it was rather silly to have this as a self-bestowed quest, and I actually was thinking going to the original quest giver, going out, and I completely forgot and leaving this place. Oh well. Oh yes. One of the other changes they did is that the control and normal slots now switch with each other when you go into bear form. So I have to remember that is going to be done from now on. Now you can turn that off if you're so used to the old form, but I decided let's try it and see if it works for me. Alright. I didn't think I had anything for that task board, but I would like to
What do you want?
take care of that, and oh yes, the epic storyline.
No dawdling!
A Nazgul? One of the 9 ring raids they spoke of at the Council of Elrond? I have not forgotten the honeyed words conveyed through one of those riders to us back at the Lonely Mountain. Such poison! They wish to betray old Bilbo Baggins to Mordor. I'll help the best I can, although Dane did task me with another matter. I can share some information, though. Alright.
Greetings, traveler.
And this inscribed horn is... Oh, right. Conflicting with that. So, you say that Elrond mentioned goblins in his directions to come here. It doesn't surprise me. I ran into some troublesome goblins up here when I crossed the Misty Mountains in Thorin's great quest. The time we were sorely beset by goblins. Yes, I think Bilbo just told me about that. Now, it does seem the foul things are even more stirred up lately, and perhaps your writer is the cause. One of the scouts here reported that moving far from their holes, far to the west, and heard the chanting Gurzmot, their leader no doubt. Aye, that's what needs to be done. Slay this Gurzmot, and the goblins will be in such a disarray they won't present a problem to anyone. And maybe you'll find the trail to your rider you seek. Seek out the goblin fires to the north and east along the Penath Fenway, and you'll likely find Gurzmot holed up deep in one of the camps. I wish I could be of more help, but as I said, there's a more pressing task that I must give my attention to. Alright, so let us accept this. See. Yeah, actually this would be a good place to set as my secondary for the moment. There we go. Nice. Now I just need to find, well, anything I can find around here. Well, I do have these Unwitting Scavengers. I will remove that quest for now, and there's one right there, and take care of that. And I also have another cat. Is it? Oh, see, hopefully I'll get used to the new arrangement. Also, I put the forms that can be done by both. The skills that can be used in both forms up in the alt line, because they used to be in the... Oh, kill snow beasts. They used to be on the control line, and since they're going back and forth now, I decided that it was best to put the bear form stuff onto the control line so I could take advantage of the change they made. Assuming I decide to stay with it. We'll see how it works. Now though, I will kill a couple of snow beasts. And take care of a few... Yeah, there's one right there. Oh well. Had just enough rat to do that. Alright, let's see. I presume that doesn't change any. See, to equip your sprint, run, and to gaining ground quickly on your foes. Yeah, all it says is that. It doesn't say anything about stunning, so I presume it's only in bear form. And remember to use my bees, since I do have those. Now, they also reset all of the... Oh. Give a moment before I get used to that. They also reset the skill lines for the Beorning. Since they made several changes to the skills, they figured that people may want to make some changes to their arrangement. I guess one of the reasons is they had changed the time when you get slammed to level 24, so it's much earlier now. And there are some traits that I had been avoiding when I was at lower level because I didn't have slam yet. So I presume that there will be a number of people who would have wanted to retrait right after that. So it was nice of them to do the reset. So of course, if you didn't plan on doing any resets, I'm sure you're not too happy about having to go through that all over again. Alright, let's see. Here we go. And let's see, that is... Oh, okay, we have 3 already. That's good. It's going to get some used to, getting used to, I'm not too sure. Now, the main thing I'm doing is I am heading to another camp I know about here, because I don't know if anyone sends you there, but I don't see anything that says please go there at the moment, so I've decided, alright, I'll head over to that camp. Getting started in the Misties is a little bit confusing now, I think they could have made a couple of fewer changes at the start of it. But, oh well. Alright, let's get this guy up that way so that we can get him at range. And my main reason for doing that is to slow down the rate which I lose wrath. Alright, there we go. I still don't have that 4th one. Alright, and we will eventually someday find that camp. Of course, I may be going in completely the wrong direction. Ah, finally the last fragment. Good. Oh yeah, that's a quest I'm not going to be doing. Now, the only reason why I'm going to accept the quest is so that I don't constantly get let's see. So that I don't constantly get harassed by it. Then when I'm done with the Misty Mountains, I can go and get rid of that quest. Now, where is that camp? Oh, okay, it is in this direction. Alright, we continue. Maybe the old quest giver for the shards sends you to this camp here as a vector. Because I know that she has a vector quest. So it's perhaps that she sends you to that as a vector quest, and that's how you get here, because then it will be less confusing as it is. I'm just used to the old tradition of going to Gloin's camp directly. I forgot about that possibility. Alright, and here we go.
Might you lend me an ear?
Would you say that you are skilled with hammer and nail, friend? It doesn't really matter, but it would be of help if you were. Some of my kin have been looking for the trade passing through the mountain again, and I'm doing my part for it. So to do this, I need you to post a warning. Post this sign near the bitter stair to warn of evil men. Right. Okay. Yep. way up there. Alright then. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this horse
What
back
do
to
you
Goins
need?
camp. And that's where I'll pick up in our next episode of Pineleaf Plays The Beorning.